So you're thinking about moving to Boston. It's a beautiful city, great jobs, amazing history, incredible food. But let's be honest, Boston is expensive. Before you start packing, you'll want to know what life here actually costs, from rent and utilities to transportation and moving expenses. Hi, I'm Jessica from 617 Boston Movers, and in this video, we're breaking down the real cost of living in Boston, what you'll pay for housing, how much to budget for your move, and a few hidden costs that most people don't think about until it's too late. Stick around until the end, because I'll also share a few ways to save money when you move here. Number 1, why Boston is so expensive. All right, let's get this out of the way. Boston is not cheap, and there are a few reasons for that. The city is small, the demand is huge, and there's not much space to build. You've got students from over 30 universities, major hospitals, tech companies. Everyone wants to live here. So rent prices climb fast. Add in narrow streets, limited parking, and old buildings, and it's easy to see why living here costs more than the national average. But don't worry. Once you understand the breakdown, you can plan smarter. Number 2, housing cost breakdown. Let's start with the big one, housing. Here's a rough idea of what you can expect for rent in 2025. A studio or small one-bedroom in the city runs around $2,200 to $3,000 a month. A 2-bedroom usually sits between $3,000 and $4,500, depending on the neighborhood. And if you're looking at Back Bay, Beacon Hill, or Seaport, expect premium prices. Sometimes $5,000 and up for a 2-bedroom. Now, if you're okay just living outside the city, places like Malden, Quincy, or Medford, you can save a ton. You might get the same space for 20 to 30% less, and you're still just a quick train ride away. If you're buying, condos in central Boston easily cross the $800,000 to $1 million mark, while suburban areas are more forgiving. So yeah, housing is the biggest part of your budget, but there are ways to make it work. Number 3, utilities and monthly expenses. Let's talk about your monthly bills because they can sneak up on you fast. On average, expect electricity and gas around $150 to $250 a month, higher in winter. Internet, about $60 to $100. Water and trash, usually included in rent, but sometimes another $50 to $70. And here's the kicker. Boston winters. Heating costs jump in December through February, especially in older apartments. So don't be surprised if your gas bill doubles in winter. If you're budgeting, set aside $250 to $350 per month for utilities just to be safe. 4, transportation costs. Now, Boston's got good public transportation, the MBTA, or the T as locals call it. A monthly pass runs around $90 and it covers most subways and buses. If you live near a T-spot, you can easily get by without a car. But if you do drive, parking can be brutal. Street permits, garages, meters, tickets, it adds up fast. Monthly parking downtown can be $250 to $400. Gas is usually above the national average, and don't forget insurance. Massachusetts rates are no joke. Most people living in the city ditch the car altogether. Between parking, tickets, and insurance, it's often cheaper just to use the T, Uber, or Zipcar when needed. Number 5, food and daily living expenses. Boston's food scene is amazing, but it will hit your wallet too. Groceries cost about 10 to 15% more than the national average. Eating out, a casual dinner for 2 can run you $60 to $80, and coffee shops easily $5 to $6 a cup. And if you're a seafood fan, that famous lobster roll, expect $25 to $40 depending on where you go. Yeah, but it's worth it once in a while. If you're budgeting, plan around $400 to $600 a month for groceries, and maybe another $200 to $300 for eating out, depending on your habits. Number 6, moving costs in Boston. All right, let's talk about moving because that's where I see a lot of people get surprised. For local moves within Boston, costs usually range between $500 to $2,500, depending on the size of your apartment and how long it takes. A 1-bedroom, around $700 to $1,000. A 2-bedroom, $1,200 to $1,800. And a full house move can go higher, especially if there are stairs, tight hallways, or long carries. If you're moving out of state, like Boston to New York City, Expect a flat rate instead of hourly, usually $1,500 to $3,500 depending on the distance and load size. And don't forget parking permits, which can add another $60 to $120 per location. Moving in Boston isn't just about getting stuff from point A to point B, it is about dealing with old buildings, narrow streets, and city rules. So yeah, timing and prep can make a big difference. Number 7, hidden or overlooked costs. Now, here are a few things people forget to budget for. Resident parking permits if you have a car. Renter's insurance, usually around $15 to $25 a month. Winter heating spikes. Seriously, it's worth repeating. And furnishing costs. New place, new couch, and maybe new furniture that actually fits through a Boston staircase. All these small things that add up fast. Number 8, how to save or stretch your budget. Let's talk about how to make Boston more affordable. Move off season. Winter and early spring moves are cheaper and easier to book. Live just outside downtown. Quincy, Everett, or Somerville have great access to the T and lower rents. Get roommates. Splitting a 3-bedroom saves hundreds each month. Use public transit instead of a car. You'll save a fortune in parking and insurance. Plan your move early. Booking movers and permits ahead locks in lower rates. It's all about planning. Boston's expensive, but if you're strategic, it's totally manageable. All right, let's do a quick recap. Boston's cost of living is high. No surprise there. Rent is the biggest expense, utilities climb in winter, and cars are costly. But if you plan your move smart, live a bit outside of the city, move off-peak, and stay organized, you can make it work comfortably. If you found this video helpful, check out my other video on how much it really costs to move in Boston. I go over detailed moving rates, tips, and what affects your final bill. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.